So that's a bit of a boost for the team, isn't it?
Absolutely, he did really well.
Starting to turn things around and in the nick of time. So, as it stands, the challengers have lost 2 brains from the final round. The Eggheads have now lost a brain themselves. The last subject before the final is music. Which of you would like this? Is that good?
Yeah.
Yes.
Hopefully.
Mark.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yes. Right.
Which Egghead?
Daphne, see, could be
Daphne or Barry?
very tricky.
Might be tricky.
I'm going to go for Barry, if it's okay, guys.
Yeah, Barry.
I think Daphne would know quite a lot, so Daphne...
Go on, Mark.
Barry, sorry.
Right. So it's Mark from Cumbrian Civil Crew.
Sorry, can I change my mind?
Go ahead. Yeah.
I want to go for Daphne.
Right. What was the sudden thought that you had?
Strong's Lincoln, I'm thinking that I had a go. If I get beaten, at least I had a go. So Strong's Lincoln, I think, in team.
Okay, I see.
No disrespect, guys.
So we're actually going for the toughest player now, in your view. All right, let's see how we do. Mark from Cumbrian Civil Crew against, not Barry, but Daphne from the Eggheads. Please go to the question room now. Mark, as well as being a civil servant, I gather you're a massive pop music fan.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
I think I saw somewhere that you know every #1 from 1970 or something incredible.
Well, mostly the 80s, 70s, 78 onwards.
All right, let us now play the game. And it's 3 questions, multiple choice. It's music, and I know, Mark, that's your subject. So would you like to go first or second?
Well, I'm going to stick with the winning formula and go first.
Good luck. Here's your first question, Mark. Is it worth the waiting for? If we live till 84, all we ever get is gruel. Are lines from a song in which musical? South Pacific, Chicago, or Oliver?
As you can gather, I haven't got a clue. So I'm going to guess. And I think it's going to be South Pacific.
South Pacific is not the right answer. It's Oliver. Gruel as in, please, sir, may I have some more, I guess?
Absolutely.
OK, Daphne, your question. The Archies had a UK #1 single in 1969 with which song? Was it Sugar Sugar, Honey Honey, or Lolly Lolly?
It's one of those songs, once you get it in your head, you can't get it out, can you? It's Sugar Sugar.
You nearly sang it for us. Da, 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 da.
Yeah.
Your answer, Sugar Sugar,
Sugar Sugar.
is correct. Mark. Tina Charles had a UK #1 single in 1976 with which song? I Love to Love, Xanadu, or Ring My Bell?
It's not Xanadu because it's by the Electrolyte Orchestra and Olivia Newton-John, who provided the main vocals. Ring My Bell, of course, that was 1980. And Ring My Bell, 1979, was by Anita Ward. So I think the answer, is I Love to Love.
Spot on, I Love to Love is the right answer. Well done. Ring My Bell, Anita Ward. Now, that's obscure. Daphne, who composed the march Crown Imperial, first performed at George VI's coronation? Is it Benjamin Britten, William Walton, or Edward Elgar?
That's William.
It is indeed William Walton, Daphne. Well done, you're in the lead. 2 points to 1, so that means, Mark, you need to get this one. The rapper born Patrick Okogwu became famous under which name? Dizzy Rascal, Agro Santos, or Tiny Temper?
I haven't got a clue, so I'm going to go with the winning formula that the Eggheads always do and go straight down the middle, Agro Santos.
Agro Santos is your answer. I think that technique has changed since they used it, because Judith's thing is go down the right, and that would have been the answer. Tiny Temper. Tiny Temper is the answer. So, well done to you, Daphne. You've taken... Did you know that answer, Daphne? Yeah. You did?
Yes. I know most of the rappers have the names.
Well done, Daphne. You're a doughty fighter. Mark, sorry you were beaten by our Egghead. She will be in the final. Please, both of you, come back and rejoin your teams. Mark, bad luck there. Sometimes if someone's got very, very specialised knowledge, the general questions, even in these subject areas, can can knock them out. So this is what we've been playing towards. It is time for the final round, which, as always, is general knowledge. But I'm afraid those of you who lost your head-to-heads won't be allowed to take part in this round. So that is Mark, Cheryl and Jerry from Cumbrian Civil Crew and CJ from the Eggheads. Would you please now leave the studio? So here we are. Paul and Dave, you're playing to win the Cumbrian Civil Crew £3,000. Daphne, Chris, Barry and Pat, you're playing for something which money can't buy, the Eggheads' reputation. As usual, I will ask each team 3 questions in turn. This time the questions are all general knowledge and you are allowed to confer. So Paul and Dave, the question is, are your 2 brains better than the Eggheads' 4? And Cumbrian Civil Crew, do you want to go first or second?
Sure, should we go first?
Yeah, sure. We'll stick with the winning formula and we'll go first, please.
Good luck to you both. Members of which of the armed services train at Sandhurst? Air Force, Navy or Army?
I believe one, my best friend from college went there.
Yeah.
It's the army.
So I have a friend who is in the Territorial Army, an officer who did his officer training, I believe, at the Sandhurst Academy.
Yeah.
So I believe it's Sandhurst.
I think it's the army, certainly.
Yeah. So we're going to go with the Army on that.
The Army is the right answer. Well done. Over to you, Eggheads. What name is usually given to the handle of a sword? Hilt, scabbard or buckler?
Hilt.
Hilt.
All agreed?
I think it's the hilt.
Yes. It's the hilt, Jeremy.
Hilt is correct. Cumbrian Civil Crew, here's your question. In Roman mythology, Pomona is the goddess of what? Fauna, fruit or fish?
Fauna, a god of... So a god of all animals, a god of all fruit, or a god of all fish. Would there be a general god for just all animals, or all fruit?
Your guess is as good as mine, mate, unfortunately. Then we'll just have to take a stab in the dark, aren't we?
Yeah, I was thinking possibly
Any
fish,
inkling?
maybe.
I didn't even have an instinctive answer, Paul, so if you want to go for fish, I'm quite happy with that.
Okay, it's a bit of a guess, Jeremy, but we're going to go with fish on that one.
Eggheads, can you help here?
Fruit.
Fruit, well, how would we know? Pom for apple or?
The Latin for apple was malus, wasn't it? So there we go. Anyway, it's Pomona Docks in Manchester where the banana boats used to come in as well.
Your question, Eggheads. A fleckle is a move most commonly used in which ballroom dance? The Viennese waltz, tango, or the quick step? Yep, it's spelt F-L-E-C-K-E-R-L, a fleckle.
Well, I don't know, but it sounds very Germanic and Austrian to me,
Yeah.
doesn't it? I mean, the tango is Latin
Tango.
American,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and the quick step has so few name moves in it that I don't think it could be that. I've been
I
trying to go
think
for
it's
Viennese waltz.
So would I. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds plausible.
Well, we think that's possibly one of the very swirling moves in the Viennese waltz.
I don't know if it's swirling, but it is the Viennese waltz. You're right. They've taken the lead, and that means, challengers, you've got to get this one right. If you get it wrong, the contest is over. Which charity was founded by Eglantine Jebb in the aftermath of World War I? Was it War on Want, Oxfam, or Save the Children?
It is.
Don't believe it's Oxfam, that's the Oxford Famine Relief, so I don't believe there'd be a famine connection
No.
with World War One.
War on Want would sort of...
So,
with the war being so recent, would be sort of timely, if you see what I mean. Save the Children. I don't know how old any of these are either, so...
I don't. So don't believe it's Oxfam.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you think about that?
Well, no, I agree. Sort of, famine just sort of doesn't fit in the timeline, really. Sort of, timeline-wise, War on Want would be the one I would instinctively go for, but that is, I don't know, that is just a total guess.
So, but I know there was a lot with children displaced or certainly malnourished
And so it's sort of left
during
off,
the First World War because of attacks on shipping and people that weren't getting the proper diet. What do you reckon?
you're happy with that, I'll go
Well,
with you. Because mine's just a total guess spot. If you
yeah.
want to go for Save the Children, I'm happy to go for you.
You're going to hate me if this is wrong.
I would never hate you, Paul, don't worry about it. Go for Save the Children if you want.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, Jeremy. Okay, we're going to go with Save the Children on that one. That's our answer.
I'm glad you did. You're right. You're right. So now you need the Eggheads to get this one wrong. They don't often... Yes?
Did you know Princess Anne is obviously involved with Save the Children? She named one of her dogs Eglantine.
Did she?
Yes, after Eglantine, yeah.
Does she call it in the park, like, Egghead?
Yes.
Like that? Really? That's an amazing little fact, that. If you get this next question right, Eggheads, you have taken it. If you get it wrong, we go to sudden death. Annie Besant and Helena Blavatsky were leading names in which movement? Theosophy, Scientology, or Rosicrucianism?
Yeah, Annie Besant, definitely.
Yeah.
Theosophy.
Well, Scientology, of course, was famously founded by L. Ron Hubbard, and the Rosicrucians are a fairly old sect dating from, I think, the middle of the 16th or 17th century. But Annie Besant and Madame Blavatsky were famously associated with the Theosophical movement, so the answer is Theosophy.
Eggheads, you're right. Theosophy is correct. Congratulations, you've won. Well, that's very gracious of you. How was it to play them today? Was it okay?
I enjoyed it thoroughly, but very difficult.
They are
very difficult.
tough.
They are very
tough. Well done. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you, really enjoyed it.
Commiserations.
Do you want to play an old quiz team at work?
Yeah, join their quiz team. What about that? Commiserations to our challengers. The Eggheads have done what comes naturally to them, and they still reign supreme over Quizland. I'm afraid you won't be going home with the £3,000, so that money now rolls over to our next show. Eggheads, congratulations. Who will beat you? Join us next time to see if a new team of challengers have the brains to defeat the Eggheads. £4,000 says they don't. Until then, goodbye.